All right, it stopped raining. It's been raining for a couple of days, on and off, on and off. Today, Sunday, gonna take a walk around and see how much progress they've been making on the post going in, so the wall can start going up. As you can see, we've got a nice set of rows here, and they're heading that way now. They're gonna get down. We've had some hollow blocks delivered. We have more than enough of them that have been ordered, so those should be coming in. Somebody asked me about building in the Philippines. What's the cost of it? Well, number one, foreigners can't build. Actually, foreigners can't own property in the Philippines. End of subject. Any other channel that tells you different, I don't know where they're getting their information. A true foreigner, like myself, an American, I cannot own property in the Philippines. Now, if they're a dual citizen, like they have a Filipino that came to the United States, wound up getting their citizenship, then wound up getting their Filipino citizenship back, they can own property. But a true foreigner cannot own property in the Philippines. That's their constitution. That's how it's set up. You'll probably hear that some of the places they can have condominiums, and yes, but there is a hitch with that. Condominiums, 51% of the units have to be owned by Filipinos. So building, my wife is Filipino. She became Americanized, then turned around and became a Filipino again, so she got her citizenship back. We've had this property for a while. It's mostly in her mother's name right now, but building, it's a little bit different than what you may be used to in the States. So here, as you can see, we've got the post in. Now they're going to put more or less a footer in. Well, the posts have footers on them, but they're going to put a footer in so the hollow blocks can be put on there. There's some ties in there. They'll tie all of the hollow blocks together, so we got strength. This is 9 feet tall. The wall's going to be 8 feet. And we got our friendly neighborhood doggies. Well, there's the framework or the skeleton for the posts. So this is what they look like. They've have more or less an assembly line set up over here. They bend them, and then from there they're placed in. There's also a piece at the bottom that goes in, and it's all cemented in, or concreted in, I should say. But for building, definitely different. Price wise, it depends on where you're at. If you're with a Filipino, we're out here in the province, so it may be a little bit cheaper quality wise. Again, it goes to where you're at and the help that you got around in there. So the house, as you can see, our house was built. We had a company come in. They did the blueprints for us there on how I wanted it, and then we kind of changed things around little by little. It was going to be a 2-story, but wound up on being 1, and the second story was the master bedroom. There's some things we wanted in here. The kitchen itself was a big open air kitchen. That's what we got here. Can we see in? If not, I probably showed you in another place. Actually, the wall in itself, when it's finished, is actually going to look just like the outside of the house. And here's our engineer inspecting everything. Go inspect. So, and again, price-wise, all depends on who you get and what you can talk them into and go from there. So here's the house. I'm gonna take a walk down by the water, see how that's doing. So, and the wife, she's out. We were all kind of taking a little bit of siesta. So again, property wise, I can't own anything, so if anything happens to me later on in life, no matter what, it reverts to the wife. Anything happens to her and I'm still alive, it actually reverts to her family, which would be her kids. It's not like in the US, it's totally different. And again, different standards on building here. Oh, here we are at the water. So, and it is low tide. Why am I always out here when it's low tide? I gotta come out here when it's high tide. So, here's low tide. Oh boy, we got a ton of grass and coconut shells. This is coming from somewhere. So, other than that, that's how it's going so far. And we'll go down here and show you how far we're gonna go for the wall. And here's where the last hole is. And so they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more posts to put in, and that'll be it. Then they start doing the cinder blocks and get the wall up. But for right now, we're gonna kind of stop there, and we'll finish on later on the back side, and then a wall in the front, and maybe a short one there. I think I posted that earlier. So that's where we're at. Here's how it looks. Let's see, we got one of the posts kind of cemented in down there, concreted in. And yeah, they're pretty straight on it here. So, and some of the lumber that they use, we cut down the coconut trees. The guys come in, kind of carve it up or cut it up with a chainsaw, and we got these 2x2s. Leftover stuff, it'll more or less be burnt. So, okay. Until next time, everybody take care.